Hello, welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. Today it's time for another channel update, or the monthly blog as I used to call it, but I'm going over to the channel update basically. What happened in June then? Let's start there. Well, I did the Terraforming Mars solo series. I finally did it. 13 episodes. It was supposed to be 12. But then I thought, well, let's do a 13 one, a bonus one with the beginner corporation, which you're not supposed to do in solo really, but it was fun. I also did the Le Havre run through. That was early June, and during June there's been so much. I've been doing daily content, so I'm sort of confused too. It feels like I've been doing this for a lot longer than I have, because it's been so many videos, just constantly filming, editing, uploading. Ooh, but I'm gonna keep going because I have a lot of free time during the summer here, so it's kind of lovely weather in Sweden actually during the summer, but it's sort of where it's hot, but it's not hot enough to go swimming really, so I'm still staying inside a lot. So then I did also the site run through together with Niklas. That was a fun one to do, and we had a lot of fun recording that as well. And I also continue there with some solo. Now there's been a little gap here because I am borrowing the game from him, so he got some realistic resources now, so in the last 3 videos you're going to see the realistic resources and new tokens and such for the site as well. Then we had Anachrony run through. There's another one coming as well. I want to do with modules and so on, so you're going to see that later on. We had Legendary Encounters Alien, the deck building game where well, it's not done yet actually, well, sort of. The solo series where I tried to survive against the aliens on my own. Now Draco thinks it's way too scary, so I haven't talked about Draco, by the way. So Draco here, as you can see, have a lovely new hat. And the reason for that is, Draco's been checking out the Dice Tower a lot lately. As you know, Tom Vassell is crazy about his hats, so now Draco wants hats every week. So I'm gonna have to start getting hats for Draco. And let's just say it's a tribute to my favorite YouTuber out there, Tom Vassell. And then we had Game of Thrones, because I got eager to play it because of the new series, the new season is coming up for the TV series, one of my favorite of all time. So Martin and I got together, and together with Draco, we did a 3-player Game of Thrones. Now that game is not supposed to be played as a 3-player game, really, because it's much better at 6 players. But anyway, you can check it out to just see how it runs. You can go click the little eye up there in the corner to see how that one runs. Then I also did the new top 10 list. I really wanted to do a top 10 list for a while. So now it's top 10 new players games, basically, or gateway games as they call in the hobby. But I had a lot of thinking about the title. What should I call it? Should I call it gateway games? And then I it's beginning players, new players, I don't know. But it's called top 10 games for new players. And so check that one out as well. You can click the little eye up there to go straight to it and see what games I recommend to people that sort of just got into the hobby, haven't really tried that many games. So there's a bunch of different kinds of games, different ages, different complexity and so on. So I think that's a good list. It's quite controversial as well, so check that one out. I don't think you're going to expect those titles on there. Then we had the Cave vs. Cave just a few days ago, the new Caverna game for 2 players from Uwe Rosenberg and Mayfair Games. Really cool game, really different from the main game, the Caverna game. I expected sort of, well, you take Caverna and you scale it down, but this was something else. There was some puzzle aspects in it. Really like that one. Check that out as well. As you know, YouTube just lets me put 5 links up there, so I have to choose 5 of all of these I'm talking about, because I'm going to talk about a lot of games in this video as usual. All the links are down in the description, so go check that out. And then we had finally Automobiles, really fun game. And there I was trying, because if you look at the run through in the beginning, I'm talking about having an angle of recording from above. Well, you can see that in Cave vs. Cave. There I did it, but in Automobiles it didn't work out. So if you want to see that new angle, check Cave vs. Cave, and please tell me in the comments, do you like that angle? Do you want me to keep doing what I usually do? This sort of when I move around the camera, or do you want me to go from the top I mean, there's pros and cons to both of them, I guess. I'm going to try to figure out a way to zoom a bit more so you can sort of see the cards and so on. But that was it for sort of the main part of what happened in June. Then, of course, there was some unboxing and so on as well. But check out all of that if you haven't, and let's go and take a look at what is going to happen in July. Well, we're already in July, but let's see what's coming in the future. All right, well, I almost forgot. I'm usually mentioning some games that I played that was new for me during the month that has passed as well. So let's go through them real quick. We had Clash of Cultures, which was a civilization game where I kind of liked the game in one way, but the components, I mean, that was so bad. Sorry, but that was really bad. I mean, it reminded me of when I played Risk as a kid. I mean, we're talking the late 80s here. You had these little plastic miniatures. Okay, let's not get into that anymore. But then we go into next game is Versus System, Marvel, that I played. And once again, sounds really negative here, but that's not my kind of game at all. So I'll leave that to those who like that kind of games. But then we go into some good games. We had Legendary Encounter Alien, which is a really good. Tiny Epic Galaxies, which I enjoyed a lot. I don't really see the point of it being tiny, though. I mean, how often do you need to play a 3-hour game or 2-hour game, and you just want to bring this super small box? I don't see the point of that. I think I would have preferred it with, the regular sized everything. But good game, good mechanics. Then we had Baron Park, which I'm going to do a run through for soon as well. And Baron Park, I mean, it's kind of like Cottage Garden. It's not a bad game. I think it was too light for me, too family friendly, really. I mean, it's just, I'm having my polar bears over here, and let's build a toilet, and I don't know. It was kind of lovely, but it wasn't something that I'm going to play every week. Then we had King Domino, and there's something I could play every week, at least for a while, because I think I would get bored after a while, because, yeah. But King Domino, you can play it in 15 minutes or something, a really fun little tile-laying game, wonderful graphic and layout and all that, and just so easy to get into and start playing. That would have made my top 10 for new players list if I had played it before I recorded that, because that's just perfect. I mean, you can have it at your work, lunch break, 15 minutes. You can just bring out King Domino and play it. Then we had Ave Roma, or Ave Roma. Kind of cool game, really heavy Euro. I just played it once, so I don't want to say too much about it, but I got a really good impression at first. I think that's one of the games you sort of have to play a few times to get into, to make a strategy, because there's so much you can do, so many ways you can do it. Really cool new worker placement mechanic where you sort of, everybody has different numbers on the workers, and they are strong in different areas. So at the end of each round, everybody brings home some workers, but it's not my workers. They're not color-coded to the player. Instead, at the first round, everyone starts out, you have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, but at the third round, perhaps I just have 5s and so on. It's a really cool game. Then we had Blood Rage. I wanted to play Blood Rage for a while. I think some of you are going to go like, what, haven't you played Blood Rage yet? It's not my kind of game really, but I have to say it sort of surprised me, because there was some really fun gameplay in there, the card drafting and so on, but and really cool miniatures. I love the theme. I mean, I'm from Sweden. The whole Nordic gods and the whole, dwarves and giants and all that stuff. Really cool. So Blood Rage, I'm going to play again for sure. Then we had Niramas Convoy from Portal Games. That's a game that I actually I didn't know it existed really. It's one of those games that sort of just skipped my mind. But a really cool two-player game. I really liked it. It's sort of like a tower defense. One player is trying to stop the other one from getting its robot into New York and destroying New York and so on. Quick, easy to play card game, but it has a lot of tactical depth, I think. So Niramas Convoy, check that one out. That was a good one. That's one I'm going to pick up, I think, in the future. Then also, of course, I played Automobiles. I maybe even played Automobiles in May. I'm a bit confused here, but I didn't bring up Automobiles, at least in my last video. So I'm going to call Automobiles my best game of June for me. That was the most fun I had playing that. I think I played it like 5 times. So much fun. Go check out my run through if you haven't, because that's a really fun game. So now let's look ahead. Let's look into July and what's coming here. We have Legendary Encounters Predator. That's the next one I'm going to go into. Well, of course, I haven't finished really the Alien series yet, so I'm going to do that first. But I'm sort of one video ahead, really. Then I have Viticulture and Tuscany and Solo. I'm going to do all 3 videos for those, so you can see Viticulture, the basic game run through, if you just want to pick that up. Well, it's Essential Edition. And then it's Tuscany Essential Edition, which brings a whole other game. It's like, I mean, I thought Viticulture was, I don't know, maybe an 8 out of 10 or something. And then, Tuscany just makes the game so much better. It's so cool, really cool game. And I'm going to try it solo as well, at least once, so you can see how it runs solo. Then I'm going to do Anachronism solo as well. That's going to be 4 videos, because there's 4 different paths you can take, 4 factions. And it's a really cool system with the Automa. Well, it's not called Automa in that, but it's sort of it's called Chronobot, actually. Chronobot. It's a really cool system. What's coming more? Well, we don't know, but perhaps we'll get an expansion for Terraforming Mars during July. If I do, I'm going to, just play it a few days straight, just constantly play it, I think, because I'm so looking forward to this expansion. And I'm going to make run-throughs, I'm going to make solo plays, you're going to see all of it on Boardgames with Niramas. And, well, then, as you might have noticed, I haven't really announced anything about it yet, but it's coming now, so I have 500 subs all of a sudden. It feels like I just started doing these recordings, and all of a sudden we have 500 subscribers, so that's great. And so thank you so much to every one of you that has subscribed. If you haven't already, just click the red button down there and join the community, of course. So I'm going to have a celebration for the 500 subscribers, of course. We're going to, Draco is going to get all dressed up with some party hats and so on. We're going to do a celebration, and we're going to do a giveaway of Sight. So you're going to be able to pick up your own copy of Sight for free. And so that is coming just in a few days, so don't miss that. Make sure to follow Boardgames with Niramas on YouTube, of course. And so that was it for this video, basically. Now I do want to do some shout outs as well. I'm going to do, well, first of all, Alara Games, as you can see behind me. Alara Games is my new sponsor that I picked up in June. Really fun, really nice guys, really nice store. It's kind of like a local friendly game store in Trollhättan, or Trollhättan in English, I guess. We have those weird letters in our alphabet. And then, well, it's sort of like, it's the city next to where I live, so it's really close. Swedish West Coast, if you're ever in the area, for any reason, then just check it out. Alara Games. And also, I want to do a shout out for a YouTuber this time as well. So go check out One Stop Co-op Shop. It's a guy from, I think, Canada. Maybe he's from the US. I'm not sure. His name's Colin. He's a really nice guy. Check him out. He's doing solo plays. He's doing co-op plays, mainly with his wife and so on. Really nice guy, and he really sort of, it's kind of similar to what I'm doing, really. But he's focusing on co-op games. I'm more, well, I do co-op games as well, but I prefer more of what's it called? Not conflict games, but sort of head-to-head and so on. So that was it for this channel update. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like Draco's new hat. He does as well. I think he will be sleeping with this on tonight. So thank you, and I hope you have a great evening or morning, or whenever you're watching this. Take care. Bye-bye.
Board Games with Niramas is sponsored by Alara Games in Sweden.